Okay, Jake, so now we're moving into the iron part of your fitting here. So what are you currently playing there?
A Ping i5.
Okay, so anything that you would like to see different with your irons?
Oh, I'd like to have a little bit thinner top line.
Okay.
Maybe a little softer feel.
Okay.
Like they're old and a little firm, but I'd like to get a little softer feel, maybe a little bit more accuracy with it. I feel like the shaft's a little bit light for me. So dispersion's not quite what I want to do.
Okay, fantastic. So what we're going to do is we'll have you hit some shots here, Jake, and then we're going to look at the numbers just like we do with the driver fitting, find out where we can get those optimal numbers, and then once we get you fitted into the club that fits you well, that you like, the look, the feel, the sound of, the head, the shaft, then the last thing that we're going to do is we're going to figure out the right proper length for you, and then the line also plays a big part in that too, okay? So go ahead and hit a few shots for me with this iron. Okay, Jake, so here again we're looking at our dispersion with the 6 iron. You can see it from down the line here. Let's go through the numbers, hitting just a little bit down on it, which you should do with an iron, that's good. Have your normal inside out kind of a draw type swing. Good club head speed. What I do is when I look at that club head speed, I'd say with the shaft that you're in, it's probably a little bit weak for you. And I think that's why that ball is going a little bit high, launching a little bit high, and why that spin might be up just a little bit as well. So, so we want to see this launch angle down. I'm going to optimize this shot here a second for you. That's probably the biggest thing, Jake. When you look again at the green shaded area, you can see that all the ball flights are just a little bit high, and that's based off you having more of a mid-type trajectory. So we've got to get this launch angle down, maybe in that 14 degree area with a 6 iron, and that's going to give you a little bit better optimal carry distance. Right now you can see you're at 171. We can get probably a little bit closer to 185. Okay, Jake, so the next process that we need to do here, starting with our iron fitting, is figure out what length you need to be. So with your current iron, are they standard? Were they half inch? Were they custom to you?
Half inch.
They're half inch long. Okay. So I'm going to set this down. We're going to actually measure you up and find out really where you should be. So stand with your feet shoulder width apart, arms just hanging down your side, and then just look straight ahead for me. I'm actually measuring from the wrist, your wrist bone down to the floor, and you're at 40 inches. Now how tall are you, Jake?
6'5".
6'5". Okay, so we're going to look at our chart here. And based on our fitting chart, with your wrist to floor being 40 inches and you being 6'5", you actually look like you belong in something that's more an inch long. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put something together now here that's an inch long and see how that one feels to you and see if we get a little bit better results with that. Okay, Jake, so after hitting your shots here with your 6 iron, looking at your numbers again, trying to bring especially that launch down, I'm going to put you into a little bit stiffer shaft here. The other thing, you mentioned to me you'd like to see maybe just a little bit different look, a thinner top line. In this one here, we picked the Mizuno JPX 900 Tour model. It's got a little bit smaller head, a little thinner top line, should be a little bit easier for you to work the ball. And then the other thing that we did, again looking, you got a lot of club head speed, we're going to put you into the Dynamic Gold X100, so hopefully bring that launch down. So quite a bit difference from here. Hopefully we'll see that you like the feel as well. Okay, again, Jake, here was your original 6 iron that you hit. Now you've hit 6 shots with the Mizuno, and we take a look at our dispersion, and wow, that's actually a big difference. A lot tighter and closer to the center line. So let's look at our analysis chart and see how we did here. In comparison, the white again is the Ping, and the yellow is the Mizuno. That JPX 900 you just hit was a couple different things that I noticed. Is not only did you hit it straighter, but wow, we actually gained a lot of total yardage and even carry yardage here. So why might that be? Let's take a look at that. Number one, yes, you did swing these a little bit harder. You know, maybe it was a little bit of the head weight, but you were able to swing that club a little bit faster, and that partially gave you a little bit more distance. But what are some of the other factors that did it? Let's take a look, really starting with your ball speed. That came up, you know, almost 8 miles per hour, and your smash factor was much higher than before. But here's the biggest thing. We're going to look at what we wanted to accomplish. We knew that we needed to bring the launch down, and we did that. We went from 17.7 to 16.2, and you can see how that affected the spin rate then as well. It went from 6,000 down to 55.95. So let me go back to, again, our optimization chart. You can see, again, this is where we were with your iron, and now where we are a lot closer to the optimal launch spin and good numbers with that Mizuno club. So now that we've found a good head and shaft combination for you, we are going to do the final process, which we need to fit you into the proper length and lie angle. Okay, Jake, so there's one final process. So far what we did is we figured out that you need to be 1 inch long. We figured out that what kind of shaft and head that you like, okay, the feel of, the numbers were good. Finally, what we need to do is, it's very important that we figure out the right lie angle here, okay? So let me just describe lie angle to you and why it's important. We're going to use our handy dandy lie angle tool here. And I'm going to show you this, that if the club face, once it comes into impact, if it's too much on the heel, you can actually see that that points the club face to the left. If the club comes in where it's too much toed down, okay, then now we've got that club face pointing out to the right. So it's important that is hitting right here very flush for you. So I'm going to go ahead and have you hit this shot here right off this live board. Don't worry, I won't hurt your hands or anything like that. Just take your normal swing, and then we'll see where you mark it up and see how it works for you, okay? Okay, good. Let's take a look at it here, Jake, and see what we have. So you can look at that. That's actually really good. It's actually flush right in the middle. And this also tells me that the length is right as well. That, I mean, you hit that as good as you possibly could, right smack dab in the middle. Okay? So now we have the proper shaft, the proper head, the proper lie angle, the proper length. Something that fits you really well. You like what you see so far?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah?
I feel.
You confident with it?
I am.
Excellent.
I love it.
It's time to go out and make some more birdies.